Hello engineers, and welcome to Polybridge, a bridge building simulator from indie developer Dry Cactus. I found this gem in the latest Humble monthly bundle I received. It looked very interesting from afar, so I was very eager to give it a closer look pretty much straight away. As simple as it sounds, you must create a bridge from point A to point B. Sounds simple enough, right? Pretty much as soon as you launch the game, you are thrown into a tutorial and you are building things straight away. It's a charming little introduction and not even the slightest bit annoying. It's informative and it is, I would say, very well done. The game starts pretty simple, but later on levels can get pretty complicated. The general theme you will get used to while playing the game is basically build, hit the play button, watch the bridge fall to bits, think about it, build again. Maybe the bridge will hold this time. If not, you rinse and repeat until you are lucky enough to make it across. Later levels involve boats, which you must also let pass through, which can cause mayhem, but create pretty interesting bouts of creativity. The graphic style is, I'd say, very cute and elegant. It reminds me a little bit of Goddess and 22 Cans art style, except this game actually has a soul, whereas Goddess does not. The physics are very amusing and make the game stand out. It's a fantastic little puzzle game which will challenge you, particularly in later levels. The only, I would say, downside really I have seen so far is in the later levels, when there is pretty much only one way to solve a puzzle. In the earlier levels of the game you can create a few different ways to make the bridge work, so you can be free to experiment and think up some really weird designs. However, sadly later on the creativity somewhat does drop off because the puzzles are strictly only meant to be done in one particular way. While the early levels can be done in about 5 minutes, later levels can take a lot longer to solve. I am by no means any good at puzzle games, so as early as level 10 had me pretty much stumped, spending 15 minutes on a damn drawbridge. Which brings me to what I guess is the only other issue I encountered, which is the hydraulic system. When it works, it's great. It can be made to make some puzzles a hell of a lot easier. The difficult part is learning it in the first place. While the tutorial does give a very brief overview of it, it's not enough to make the hydraulic system easy to pick up. At least in my case, anyway. The soundtrack is relaxing and enjoyable. It fits the game wonderfully, which is just what you need when you are relaxing and trying to do a puzzle. Overall, the game is a fantastic puzzler, which will make you engage your brain, something that is quite lost in gaming these days, when most are simple objective-based driven ones with no real thought required. I can't see this being enjoyed by certain genre gamers out there. I personally avoid puzzle games, usually for example, but I did find this one very enjoyable due to the soundtrack and the physics engines being very amusing. So we move on to the nitty gritty. You can get this on Steam right now for $8.99, or the deluxe edition for $10.99, which includes the soundtrack. Both of these prices are definitely reasonable for what you will get. The puzzler in you will easily get your money's worth of this game. It's hours upon hours of fun, even to someone like me who absolutely sucks at puzzle games. So, there we have it. Polybridge. A very enjoyable game, and yet again something that I never even knew about until Humble alerted me to it, and I am very glad that it did. Links are in the description to the Steam page where you can grab this game, also to the developer's website, and a special mention there for the soundtrack creator. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this short review, or even if you found it useful. I've been Wolf, this has been Polybridge, and I'll see you again soon.